The 2024 Republican field is getting its second major candidate. Nikki Haley is expected to make her entry into the race official with a February 15th launch. What does that mean for the contest for the GOP nomination? And what are Haley's chances? News broke late Tuesday that former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley was getting into the presidential race. She is the first major candidate to join former President Trump in the battle for the Republican nomination. Haley is clearly a serious candidate. The number of people who have a real and plausible shot of becoming the GOP nominee probably tops out at about 5 or 6, and Haley is one of them. But that doesn't mean that it will be easy. She has never lost an election, beginning her career in the South Carolina State House and then winning election and subsequently re-election as the state's first female governor. Her time as governor gives her executive experience and a record of dealing with delicate issues. The most famous came when she supported the removal of a Confederate flag from the State House grounds after a racist mass killing at a historic black church in 2015. Beyond that, Haley has some foreign policy gravitas from her later tenure as America's ambassador to the United Nations. There are bigger issues at play too. Haley is obviously a potentially history-making candidate, seeking to become the GOP's first female presidential nominee and, potentially at least, the nation's first female president. As the daughter of Indian immigrants, she presents a more expansive, inclusive face of the GOP. But what about the downside? There are serious reasons to question Haley's chances of becoming the Republican nominee. First of all, in polling up until now, she has lagged way behind the two biggest names, Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Her political relationship with Trump is particularly complicated. She was very late to get on the so-called Trump train back in 2016, initially backing Florida Senator Marco Rubio for president. Although she went on to become Trump's UN ambassador, she also resigned abruptly and for no obvious reason, fueling suspicion of her motives among the then president's inner circle. And importantly, Haley also at one point said she would not run in 2024 if Trump did so, a promise that has now obviously been abandoned. There's also a larger question. For all her barrier-breaking potential, Haley is politically something of an old-school conservative. And she's running in a Republican Party that Trump has fundamentally altered. Is there a real groundswell of support for Haley's more traditional approach? After all, base Republican voters have Trump and probably DeSantis to choose from. By making clear she's getting into the race, Haley has got ahead of other potential candidates like former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and former Vice President Mike Pence. But Trump and DeSantis loom large over her and over everyone else. Haley faces an uphill climb to the Republican nomination, but it's not an impossible one, and win or lose, she is sure to make a real impact.